She called the cops on me 3 times in 2 weeks. False reports, blatant lies, calculated harassment. Linda Ashford, mid-50s, blonde bob always perfect, wearing designer red and pink suits like armor, ran our HOA like her personal kingdom. My wind turbine, she demanded it destroyed. That eyesore is coming down, she screamed at my property line, face crimson, finger jabbing toward my land. Here's what this woman didn't know. That turbine was a prototype for a county energy project. 20 turbines, $50,000 paid annually to our community. Money that could have reduced everyone's dues, funded improvements, changed lives. Linda knew about it. Rejected it in secret, never brought it to a vote. Why? Because she couldn't control it, couldn't skim from it, couldn't steal from it, so I started digging. HOA financial records, bank statements, what I found made my hands shake. Fake companies, phantom contractors, over $200,000 embezzled from our neighbors, families she'd threatened, buried, silenced. Her fatal mistake, she picked the wrong veteran to bully. Stay until the end, you won't believe how completely she falls. And comment where you're watching from. Seriously, I want to see how far this reaches. I'm standing in my driveway at 6:47 a.m., coffee steaming in my hand. The wind turbine behind me cuts through dawn sky, 60 feet of engineered perfection, blades spinning smooth and silent. 3 years I've lived on this property. 5 acres on the edge of Meadowbrook Hills development in Riverside County. Half my land sits outside HOA jurisdiction. That's where my turbine stands, perfectly legal, perfectly mine. The sunrise catches the blades, golden light, clean energy. This isn't just some hobby project. I'm Jake Mitchell, 34, former Army intelligence, now renewable energy engineer. This turbine is a prototype, the beginning of something massive, but Linda Ashford doesn't care about any of that. She's at my property line right now, hands on hips. Designer sunglasses reflecting my turbine like it's a personal insult. Mid-50s, blonde bob cut sharp enough to slice paper. Pink blazer that probably costs more than most people's mortgage payment. That monstrosity is coming down, Mr. Mitchell. Her voice has that edge, the one that says she's used to getting her way, always without question. I walk toward the property line, stay on my side. Morning, Linda, beautiful day. Don't patronize me. She pulls off her sunglasses, her eyes are cold. That thing is ruining property values. I'm calling an emergency board meeting. I pull out my phone, bring up the survey map. See this line? That's the HOA boundary. My turbine is 40 feet outside your jurisdiction. She doesn't even look at the screen. I don't care about lines on a map. I care about this community, something you clearly don't understand. My jaw tightens. Stay calm, stay professional. I care plenty, that's why I built this. Clean energy, sustainable living. Exactly what this county needs. Linda steps closer to the property line, not crossing, she's too smart for that, but close enough that I can smell her perfume. Expensive, overpowering. You think you're special, don't you, veteran engineer? Big shot with your little windmill. She smiles, it doesn't reach her eyes. I've been HOA president for 8 years. 8 years, I've dealt with people like you before. People who think rules don't apply to them. I'm following every rule, my rules. Her voice cuts like glass. This neighborhood has standards, aesthetic standards, community standards. Your eyesore violates both. I should have seen this coming. Linda controls everything in Meadowbrook Hills. Every fence color, every mailbox style, every blade of grass. Nobody challenges her. The ones who tried, they don't live here anymore. But she doesn't know what I do for a living. Doesn't know this turbine is contracted with the county. Doesn't know I'm about to expand. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I glance at the screen. Text from my business partner Marcus. County approved the wind farm, 20 turbines. Construction starts in 60 days. Congratulations. I look back at Linda, she's still talking, something about emergency meetings and community votes and violations. But I'm not listening anymore. Because 20 turbines are coming to this land. 20, each one generating enough power for 750 homes. That's 15,000 homes total, including every single house in Meadowbrook Hills. The county's paying me. Paying the HOA too. $50,000 annually for land easement. Money that should go to this community, reduce dues, fund improvements, help families. I smile, can't help it. Linda stops mid-sentence. Something funny, Mr. Mitchell? Not at all, just thinking about the future. Her eyes narrow. Your future here is very limited, trust me. She turns, walks back to her car, black Mercedes, spotless. She doesn't look back. I watch her drive away. Then I look at my turbine, blades spinning, generating power, generating possibility. This is about to get very interesting. 3 days later, the letter arrives, certified mail. I have to sign for it. The mail carrier gives me this look, like he knows what's inside, like he's delivered these before, to other people who crossed Linda Ashford. I tear it open, standing at my mailbox. Violation notice stamped in red across the top. HOA letterhead, gold embossed, official as a court document. My hands shake as I read. Property owner Jake Mitchell is in violation of Meadowbrook Hills Community Standards, Section 4.7 Aesthetic Compliance. The unauthorized wind turbine structure constitutes a visual nuisance and negatively impacts property values. Owner must remove structure within 30 days of this notice. Failure to comply will result in daily fines of $500 plus legal fees and potential lien placement on property. 30 days, $500 daily, lien on my property, I read it twice, 3 times. The words don't change. Inside my house I call Tom Bradley immediately, old army buddy, saved his life in Kandahar. Now he's a property lawyer in San Diego, one of the best. Jake, talk to me. I read him the letter. Every word, my voice is shaking. Anger, disbelief. Tom's silent for a moment. Then, this is harassment, pure intimidation. Your turbine isn't in their jurisdiction. They have zero legal standing. Then why? Because she thinks she can bully you into compliance. And honestly, it usually works. Most people don't have the resources to fight back. I look out my window, the turbine spins, constant, reliable, beautiful. I'm not most people. I know. That's why I'm worried. Tom's voice goes serious. Listen, they're threatening to lien your entire property, not just the HOA portion. They're claiming the turbine is a nuisance affecting the whole community. It's legally questionable, but fighting it will cost money, time, stress. That's what they're counting on. My jaw clenches. So what do? We respond formally, establish your legal standing, make it clear you're not backing down. And we prepare for escalation, because this woman sounds like she doesn't lose gracefully. That night there's an HOA meeting. I wasn't planning to go, but Tom says I should. Show strength, don't hide. The community center is packed when I arrive at 7 p.m. Every seat taken, people standing along the walls. I've never seen this many neighbors in one place. They all turn when I walk in. The conversations stop. Linda sits at the head table, pink blazer tonight, hair perfect. She looks like a judge at a trial, my trial. She doesn't acknowledge me, doesn't have to. Everyone knows why we're here. I find a seat in the back. The metal chair scrapes loud in the silence. Linda taps the microphone. Let's begin. First order of business. The wind turbine situation has gotten out of hand, like I'm a problem child. We've received numerous complaints. She pulls out a folder, thick, official-looking, noise disturbances, shadow flicker. Some residents even report health issues, headaches, dizziness, sleep disruption. Lies, complete lies. My turbine is 400 yards from the nearest home. It produces less noise than a refrigerator. Shadow flicker, impossible with the positioning and sun angles, but the crowd is nodding, murmuring agreement. Mrs. Peterson from 3 doors down actually dabs her eyes with a tissue. I haven't slept properly in weeks, she says, voice trembling. I stand up. That's impossible. The turbine is, sit down. Linda's voice cracks through the room like a gunshot. Her face flushes red, really red. The pink blazer suddenly looks like a warning sign. You have a right to speak during the public comment period. Which this is not. I have a right to defend myself against false accusations, Mr. Mitchell. She leans into the microphone. You are disrupting an official HOA meeting. Continue and I'll have you removed. I look around. 50 faces staring at me. These are my neighbors, people I've waved to, helped with groceries, jumped their cars in winter. Now they're looking at me like I'm poisoning their water. I sit down slowly. My heart hammers against my ribs. Linda smiles. Now let's take a vote on mandatory removal and escalated fines. I leave before the vote ends, already know the outcome. Outside, the night air is cold. I can see my turbine in the distance. Blades spinning against the stars. This is war. I don't sleep that night. Can't. Every time I close my eyes, I see Linda's face, that cold smile, the crowd nodding along like trained dogs. At 4 a.m., I give up. Make coffee. Sit at my dining table. Open my laptop. If Linda wants war, she'll get it. But I don't fight with emotion, I fight with information. Military intelligence taught me one thing: everyone leaves a trail. I start with public records requests, HOA financial statements, meeting minutes from the past 5 years, architectural approval records. Every document is public, available to any homeowner who asks. Most people never ask. I request everything, use the official county portal. Click submit at 4:37 a.m., then I wait. 2 days later, the first documents arrive. Email attachments, PDFs, hundreds of pages. I print everything. Spread it across my dining table. My living room, the floor, financial statements first, monthly expenses, vendor payments, maintenance costs. Something's off immediately. The landscaping budget. We're paying $3,200 monthly to Green Valley Landscaping Services. But I know our actual landscaper, small local company, 2 guys with a truck. I've talked to them. They definitely don't charge $3,200 monthly. I cross-reference the checks made out to Premier Landscaping Services. Not Green Valley, different company entirely. I search the California Business Registry. Premier Landscaping Services. Registered 2 years ago, owner listed as I zoom in on my screen, L. Ashford. My coffee goes cold in my hand. She registered a fake company in her own name. And she's been writing HOA checks to herself. I dig deeper. Community improvement consulting fees to a legal firm called Brennan and Associates. $2,500 monthly, every month for 3 years. I search for Brennan and Associates. The website is dead, phone number disconnected. Business registry shows it closed 5 years ago. She's been paying a ghost company for 3 years. I make a spreadsheet every suspicious payment. Every fake vendor, every inconsistency. The numbers climb. $15,000, $30,000, $75,000. By midnight, I'm looking at systematic fraud spanning 4 years minimum. Total estimated theft. $187,000. Maybe more. I call Tom at 1 a.m. Don't care that it's late. I think she's embezzling. Slow down, what did you find? I walk him through everything. The fake companies, the ghost vendors. The impossible numbers. Tom's quiet for a long moment. Jake, this is criminal. We're not talking civil violations. This is fraud, potentially federal if she used mail or wire transfers. So we go to the police? Not yet. Tom's voice is sharp. She'll just destroy evidence, claim bookkeeping errors. We need more irrefutable proof. Catch her in the act. How? Keep digging, find the bank accounts, money trails, and be careful. If she suspects you're investigating, she'll escalate. I hang up, look at my dining table, papers everywhere, red circles, highlighted sections, arrows connecting payments to dates to vendors. This is bigger than my turbine, way bigger. Linda Ashford has been systematically stealing from 156 families for years, and nobody noticed, nobody questioned, nobody challenged her. Until now, my phone rings, unknown number. I almost don't answer. Hello, Mr. Mitchell, female voice, young, nervous. This is Deputy Collins with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. We've received another complaint about your property. I need to schedule an inspection. My stomach drops. Another complaint from who? I can't disclose that, sir, but we need to verify compliance with county electrical codes. I can come by tomorrow morning at 9. Deputy, I've been inspected twice. I understand, sir. But we have to follow up on every complaint. I'll see you at 9. She hangs up. I stand in my living room, papers covering every surface. Evidence of massive fraud at my fingertips, and Linda's already moving, already attacking. Using county resources to harass me. She has no idea what I've found, no idea what's coming, but she's about to learn. I look at the documents spread across my table. Years of theft, lies, corruption. Then I look out my window. My turbine spins against the night sky. Steady, relentless, unstoppable, just like me. Deputy Collins arrives at 8:53 a.m., 7 minutes early. She's young, maybe late 20s, and she looks apologetic before she even steps out of her patrol car. Mr. Mitchell, I'm sorry about this. Third call in 2 weeks. Not your fault. She inspects everything, electrical connections, permit documentation, safety certifications. I have 2 independent engineering reports. County approval stamps, everything by the book because I did everything right. Sir, you're completely in compliance. She closes her inspection folder. Whoever's filing these complaints, it's harassment. You might want to consider filing a counter-complaint. I'm considering a lot of things. She leaves at 9:47 a.m. Her patrol car barely reaches the end of my driveway before another vehicle pulls in. Black Mercedes. Linda, my hands ball into fists. I force them open. Stay calm. She slams the car door, marches up my driveway, red dress today, hair perfect. But her face is twisted, pure rage barely contained. You think you're clever, don't you? Not a greeting, not even pretense of civility anymore. I stay on my porch, keep the high ground. I think I'm operating legally on my own property. That's what I think. Your property, she laughs, sharp, mean like breaking glass. You're part of this community whether you like it or not, and communities have rules. Rules don't include harassment, false police reports. Threatening liens without jurisdiction. She steps closer. Doesn't come onto my porch, too smart for that, but close enough that I can smell her perfume. Same expensive scent, today it makes my stomach turn. I've destroyed people bigger than you, Jake. First time she's used my first name, it sounds wrong in her mouth. Ask the Hendersons, they tried to paint their house the wrong color. I buried them, foreclosure within 8 months, or the Martins. Wanted to build a deck without proper approval. Legal fees broke them, they sold at a loss just to escape. She's threatening me, openly, proudly, like it's an accomplishment. You don't scare me, Linda. I should. She pulls out her phone, shows me a photo, my turbine, but the angle is completely misleading, makes it look like it's right next to neighborhood houses. Towering, menacing. Like some industrial nightmare, complete fabrication. I'm sending this to every news station in the region. Local engineer ruins peaceful community, destroys property values, endangers families. She tilts her head. How's that going to affect your business, Jake? Your contracts, your reputation? My blood runs cold, not from fear, from rage, white-hot rage that I have to physically restrain. That photo is a lie. It's a perspective. And perspective is everything. She puts her phone away. You have 2 weeks to remove that turbine. After that, I'm coming for everything, your property, your business, your future here. She turns to leave, stops, looks back. Oh, and Jake. I know you've been requesting HOA documents, playing detective. Cute, but you're out of your depth, way out. I have lawyers, I have connections. I have 8 years of running this community successfully. What do you have? A windmill and an attitude problem. She walks to her car, doesn't hurry, doesn't look back again. The Mercedes pulls away. Smooth, silent, expensive. I stand on my porch, shaking, not from fear, from adrenaline, from fury. From the absolute certainty that this woman has gotten away with this for too long. My phone is in my hand. I don't remember pulling it out. I pull up the spreadsheet. $187,000 in fraudulent payments. Probably more I haven't found yet. Then I pull up the photo Tom sent me yesterday. Bank records, Premier Landscaping Services, deposits totaling $47,000 over 2 years. All checks signed by Linda Ashford. All deposited to an account with her name on it. She just threatened me, openly, viciously, but she has no idea what I've already found, no idea what's coming. I look at my turbine, blades spinning, constant, powerful. Then I dial Tom. She just came to my house, made direct threats. I have it on my security camera. Good, Tom says. Let her dig her own grave. How's the evidence compilation going? I found the bank account. Direct deposits from the fake landscaping company. Her name is on it. That's it, that's what we need. Tom's voice goes sharp, strategic. Don't confront her yet, we need to go public, all at once, no warning. Complete exposure. How? Special HOA meeting, force a vote on financial audit, get the community involved, make her defend herself publicly. My mind races, she'll fight it. Of course she will. But the bylaws are on our side. Any homeowner can petition for a special meeting with 30% signatures. That's 47 homes. Can you get 47 signatures? I think about the Hendersons, the Martins, others Linda's destroyed. Others she's threatened, silenced, controlled. I can try. Don't try, do it. Because once we start this, there's no going back. She'll come at you with everything, everything. Are you ready for that? I look at my security camera footage. Linda's face twisted with rage, her threats, her confession about destroying families. I'm ready. That evening, I knock on Robert Martinez's door. He lives 2 streets over. Mid-40s, construction foreman, built like he works with his hands. I've seen him at neighborhood events but never really talked. He opens the door. Sees me, his face goes careful, guarded. Jake Mitchell, right, Turbine guy? That's me, can we talk privately? He looks past me, checking the street, then steps aside. Come in. His living room is neat, family photos on the walls. Kids' artwork on the fridge, normal, safe, he doesn't sit, neither do I. What's this about? Linda Ashford, his jaw tightens. I don't want trouble, she's coming after me, hard, but I'm fighting back. And I think I'm not the only one she's hurt. Robert's quiet for a long moment, wars with himself, I can see it in his face. Then he sits, heavy, like the weight just got too much. 2 years ago I built a shed, small one. For tools I measured everything, did it right, but the setback was off. 6 inches, 6 goddamn inches over the property line. He rubs his face. Linda found out, called a violation, said she'd approve a variance for $5,000 cash. Under the table, my stomach knots. You paid, had to, couldn't afford to tear it down, couldn't afford the legal fight. So yeah, I paid $5,000 to a woman who's supposed to represent us. That's extortion. That's Linda, Robert looks at me. But I'm not the only one. Margaret Brennan, she wanted to replace her fence. Linda demanded $3,000 for approval. Paul Davidson tried to expand his driveway. Same thing, different amount. My mind races. This is bigger than embezzlement. She's been running a protection racket in a suburban HOA. How many others? I don't know, people are scared to talk. Linda has something on everyone, and if you cross her, he trails off. You've seen what she does. What if we all spoke up together? Robert laughs, bitter. Nobody's going to risk it. Even if I have proof she's been stealing from the HOA, real proof, bank records, fake companies. Over $187,000. Robert's eyes go wide. You're serious? Dead serious. I'm filing for a special meeting, forcing a financial audit, but I need 47 signatures. I need people willing to stand up. She'll destroy you. She's already trying. 3 false police reports, harassment threats, but I'm not backing down. I lean forward. Are you? Robert's quiet, thinking. Wrestling with fear and anger and years of being controlled. Finally, what do you need? Over the next week, my house becomes headquarters. Robert brings Margaret Brennan, mid-60s, retired teacher. Linda extorted $3,000 from her for a fence approval that should have been automatic. Margaret brings Paul Davidson, owns a small accounting firm. Linda threatened to report him to the licensing board over a driveway expansion. He paid $4,500 to make it go away. Paul brings others. One by one, they come to my house, after dark, nervous, looking over their shoulders. Each one has a story, each one has paid or been threatened. or watch someone else get destroyed. We gather in my living room, 7 families, 14 people, all victims. She controls everything, Margaret says, her hands shake holding her coffee mug. The board, the votes, the vendors. Everything? Not for long, I say. I pull out the financial documents, spread them on my coffee table. This is 4 years of fraud, fake companies, ghost vendors. Money going straight into her personal accounts. They stare at the papers, shock, anger, betrayal. We need to expose this, all of it, but we need the community's support. Most residents still think Linda's protecting their property values. How do we change that? Robert asks. Special meeting, force a vote on independent financial audit, make her defend herself publicly. But we need 47 signatures on the petition. We have 7, Paul says, then we need 40 more. The room goes quiet. That's a lot of doors to knock on, a lot of neighbors to convince, a lot of risk. I'll do it, Margaret says. I'm retired, she can't threaten my job, and I'm tired of being scared. I'm in, Robert adds. My kids deserve to grow up in a community that's not run by a tyrant. One by one they commit. All 7 families all in, we split the neighborhood into sections. Plan our approach, who to target, what to say, how to stay safe. But as we're finishing, my phone rings, Tom's name on the screen. Hold on. I step into my kitchen. Tom, we have a problem. Linda just filed a civil suit against you, claiming your turbine is creating a public nuisance. She's asking for immediate injunction and $50,000 in damages. My world tilts. $50,000. It's an intimidation tactic, force you to settle or remove the turbine. The case is weak, but defending it will cost money, time, stress. I look at my living room, 7 families all counting on me. All risking everything. We don't stop, we accelerate. Jake, she's panicking, that's why she filed, she knows something's coming, so we hit harder, faster, get those signatures, force that meeting. Expose everything before she can cover her tracks. Tom's quiet for a moment. All right, but be careful, cornered animals are dangerous. I hang up, walk back to the living room, everyone's looking at me. Linda just escalated. Filed a lawsuit, trying to shut me down before we expose her. They look at each other, worried, scared, so we move fast, I say. We get those signatures this week, all of them, and we end this. Robert stands. Let's go to war. I wake up to sirens. Red and blue lights strobe through my bedroom windows. My heart hammers. What now? What the hell now? I throw on clothes, rush outside. It's 6:14 a.m., barely light. 2 sheriff's vehicles in my driveway, a county inspector's truck, and Linda's black Mercedes parked at the end of my driveway. She's standing next to it, arms crossed, watching. Mr. Mitchell. The county inspector approaches, mid-50s. Clipboard, official jacket. We received reports of a dangerous electrical situation, potential fire hazard from your wind turbine. My stomach drops. On what grounds? Anonymous complaint, claims of electrical arcing, smoke. Immediate safety concern. That's impossible. The system was inspected 2 weeks ago. Sir, we still need to inspect, verify safety. If we find violations, we may need to shut down the turbine pending corrections. I look past him. Linda's watching, face expressionless, but I can see it in her eyes. Satisfaction, control. She's trying to shut me down before the petition, before the signatures, before everything. Fine. Inspect whatever you need. The next 2 hours are hell. The inspector checks every connection, every wire, every safety system. The deputies stand by, professional, but they've been here 3 times now. I can see the frustration in their faces. I pull out my documentation folder, thick with papers, engineering certifications from 2 independent firms, county approval for the wind farm expansion, safety inspections, environmental impact studies, everything perfect. Everything legal, everything right. The inspector reviews it all, checks the actual turbine against the specifications, tests connections with his equipment. Finally, at 8:37 a.m., he closes his folder. Mr. Mitchell, everything's in order, better than order actually. This is some of the cleanest installation work I've seen. Relief floods through me. So whoever filed this complaint either doesn't know what they're talking about or, he looks toward Linda's Mercedes, or had other motivations. One of the deputies steps forward, older guy, Sergeant Stripes. Sir, this is the 3rd call we've responded to regarding your property, all complaints, all baseless. That's a pattern of harassment. I know, you might want to consider filing a formal complaint, abuse of emergency services, we can help with that. I glance at Linda, she's still watching, waiting. I appreciate that, Sergeant. I'll think about it. They leave, all 3 vehicles, professional, apologetic, frustrated at the waste of their time. Linda doesn't leave, her Mercedes sits there, engine off. She's not hiding anymore, not pretending. This is open warfare now. I walk toward her, stay on my property but close enough to talk. 3 false complaints, Linda, that's a crime. She smiles, actually smiles. I'm just a concerned citizen. Worried about community safety. You're harassing me, using county resources for personal vendettas. Prove it. She tilts her head. Oh wait, you can't because I didn't file those complaints, anonymous tips. Could be anyone. My hands ball into fists. Stay calm, don't give her anything. The petition's moving forward, we're getting signatures. Her smile falters just for a second, but I see it, the crack in the armor. Good luck with that. I've spent 8 years building trust in this community. You've spent 3 years being the weird engineer with the eyesore turbine. Who do you think they'll believe? She gets in her Mercedes, starts the engine. Smooth, quiet, expensive. Oh, and Jake, she leans out the window. I heard about your little meetings, 7 families, cute, but you need 40 more signatures. That's a lot of doors, a lot of conversations. A lot of opportunities for me to remind people what happens when they cross me. She drives away. I stand in my driveway, shaking, not from fear, from pure rage. My phone rings. Robert. Jake, we have a problem. I just got a call from the county building inspector. They're opening an investigation into my shed, the one I built 2 years ago. Linda's claiming it's unpermitted. What? It's permitted, I have all the paperwork. But they have to investigate, and it's going to cost me time and money to defend. She's retaliating. It's not just me, Margaret just called. Linda's threatening to report her for unlicensed fence work. Paul's getting audited by the state business board, all of us, everyone who signed on, she's going after all of us. My chest tightens, these families trusted me, and now Linda's destroying them. Don't back down. This is exactly what she wants. She wants you scared, wants you to withdraw. Jake, I have kids, a mortgage I can't afford, neither could the Hendersons or the Martins. That's how she wins. By making the cost of fighting back higher than the cost of compliance. I take a breath. But we have something she doesn't, truth, evidence, and 40 more signatures coming. Silence on the line, then, we're still in, all of us. But we need to move fast, before she causes more damage. Agreed, how many signatures do we have? 23, we're halfway there. 23 in less than a week. Despite Linda's retaliation, despite the fear, keep pushing. And Robert, thank you for not backing down. Thank you for giving us something to fight for. I hang up, look at my turbine, still spinning, constant, unstoppable. Linda thinks she's won, thinks her retaliation will break us. She has no idea we're just getting started. The false emergency call changes everything. Word spreads through Meadowbrook Hills like wildfire. 3 sheriff responses in 2 weeks. All baseless, all targeting one guy. People start talking, questioning. Even Linda's most loyal supporters begin to whisper doubts. 3 times, I hear Mrs. Patterson tell someone at the mailbox, that seems excessive. Our petition gains momentum. 23 signatures becomes 30, then 35, 40. People approach us now at the grocery store, the gas station. Where do I sign? We hit 50 signatures by Friday evening, more than enough. Way more than the required 47. Linda has to comply now. It's in the bylaws, written in black and white, no escape clause, no loophole. Tom files the petition officially, certified mail. Legal notice to the entire HOA board. The special meeting is scheduled for the following Tuesday, 7 p.m. Same community center where Linda humiliated me 3 weeks ago, but Linda doesn't go quietly. Monday morning, every homeowner receives an email. HOA official letterhead, Linda's signature at the bottom. Urgent, special meeting called by disgruntled property owner. Attempting to undermine community leadership and destabilize our neighborhood. This action threatens property values and community harmony. Please attend to protect your investment. Disgruntled, destabilize threats. She's framing me as the villain still, but people are asking questions now. The comments on the community Facebook page tell the story. Why 3 sheriff calls if nothing's wrong? What are they voting on exactly? I heard it's about financial transparency. Why would that be a problem? The spell is breaking, finally. After 8 years of total control, Linda's grip is loosening. Tuesday arrives. I'm at the community center by 6:30 p.m. Tom's with me. So are Robert, Margaret, Paul, and the others. My allies, my army. The parking lot fills fast. Every spot taken by 6:50. People park on the street, walk in groups. The energy is different tonight. Charged, expectant. Inside, the room is packed. Standing room only, over 200 people. I've never seen this many neighbors in one place. Linda sits at the head table, pink suit, blonde bob perfect, but there's tension in her jaw. Tightness around her eyes, she knows something's changed, can feel the shift. The other board members look uncomfortable. David Kramer won't make eye contact with anyone. Sarah Mills keeps checking her phone. Linda bangs the gavel at exactly 7 p.m. This meeting is out of order. The petition was improperly filed. Tom stands immediately, 6'2", former Marine, command presence that fills the room. The petition follows every bylaw requirement I've verified personally as legal counsel for the petitioners. Linda's face flushes. And who are you? Tom Bradley, attorney at law, specializing in property and HOA disputes. I'm here to ensure proper procedure is followed. The room goes silent. Linda's mouth opens, closes. She didn't expect this, didn't expect me to bring a lawyer. This is highly irregular. What's irregular is rejecting a valid petition, Tom says calmly. Shall we proceed, or would you prefer I file a motion with the county? Linda's knuckles go white on the gavel. Fine, what is this petition about? I stand. My heart hammers, but my voice is steady. I'm requesting a full financial audit. Independent third party, complete review of HOA finances for the past 5 years. The crowd erupts, whispers, gasps, shocked faces. That's absurd, Linda sputters. Our finances are perfectly transparent, then you should have no problem with an audit. My voice cuts through the noise. Unless there's something to hide, Margaret stands. I second the motion for an audit, then Paul stands. I third it, then Robert, then others. One by one people rise from their seats. Linda's victims, but also others, people who have never challenged her, never questioned, never pushed back. They're standing now, a wave of bodies, filling the room with silent solidarity. Linda looks around. For the first time in 8 years, she's seeing opposition, real opposition, unified, angry, determined. This is a witch hunt, she says, but her voice wavers. Based on false accusations by a man with a grudge. It's based on public records, I say. I pull out the folder, thick with documentation. And I have evidence of financial misconduct that every homeowner deserves to see. The room explodes again. Linda bangs the gavel. Out of order, this is completely out of. Let him speak, someone shouts from the back. Yeah, let's hear it. What evidence? Linda's losing control. Her face is red now, really red. The pink suit looks like armor that's cracking. Fine, she snaps, show your so-called evidence. I walk to the front, connect my laptop to the projector. The screen lights up behind the head table. Let's start with Premier Landscaping Services. Linda's face goes white. The projector screen fills with a business registration document, Premier Landscaping Services. Registered owner, L. Ashford. The room goes silent, dead silent. This company doesn't exist, I say clearly. No business location. No employees, no equipment, just a P.O. box registered in Linda Ashford's name. I click to the next slide, bank records, checks made out to Premier Landscaping Services, Linda's signature on every one. Over the past 2 years, the HOA has paid this fake company $47,000 for landscaping services we never received. Gasps. Actual gasps from the crowd. Linda stands abruptly, chair screeches against the floor. This is slander, I'll sue you for, it's public record. Tom's voice is ice. Anyone can verify it, we have copies for anyone who wants them. I click again, another company, Brennan and Associates Legal Consulting. This firm closed 5 years ago, yet the HOA has paid them $2,500 monthly for the past 3 years. That's $90,000 to a company that doesn't exist anymore. I show the checks. The business registry showing closure date, the disconnected phone number. Linda's shaking now, actually shaking. I can explain, then please do. I step aside, give her the floor. Explain to your neighbors where $90,000 went. She looks around the room, desperate, seeking allies, support, anything. David Kramer is staring at the screen. His face has gone pale. Linda. Is this true? It's taken out of context. How do you take theft out of context? Margaret's voice rings out, strong, angry. You've been stealing from us. I haven't stolen anything. Linda's voice cracks, high, desperate. These are legitimate business expenses. I click to the next slide. A spreadsheet, color-coded, every suspicious payment highlighted. Here's a summary. Fake landscaping company $47,000, ghost legal consultants. $90,000. Payments to contractors with no business licenses $31,000. Emergency repairs that never happened $19,000. The numbers climb on screen. The room watches in horror. Total documented fraudulent payments over 4 years $187,000. Someone in the back starts crying, actual tears. That's our money, our dues. My kid's college fund, another voice says. I've been paying into this for 6 years. The crowd turns ugly, not violent, but angry, betrayed, hurt. Linda grabs her purse. I don't have to listen to this. Yes, you do. Tom steps between her and the door. You're the HOA president, under fiduciary duty to answer questions about finances. Leaving now could be construed as admission of guilt. She stops, trapped, literally trapped between Tom and the crowd. These records are wrong, she says weakly. Bookkeeping errors, I'll have our accountant review. Your accountant? I pull out another document. You mean Martin and Associates, the firm you've used for 8 years? The same firm that prepared these financial statements without noticing $187,000 in fake expenses. I click to the next slide. Partnership documents. Martin and Associates. Founded by Richard Martin. The same Richard Martin whose brother-in-law is on the HOA board. The same accountant who's been approving every financial statement without question. David Kramer stands up. Walks away from the head table, actually walks away. I didn't know, I swear to God I didn't know. Sarah Mills is crying. Linda, how could you? The board is fracturing right there in real time. Linda's standing alone now. Isolated at the front of the room. The pink suit that looked like power 20 minutes ago now looks like a costume. Cheap, fake, exposed. I move for an immediate vote, Tom announces. His voice fills the room. Remove Linda Ashford as HOA president, pending criminal investigation and full forensic audit. Second, multiple voices, a wave of agreement. All in favor, a forest of hands, nearly everyone. The few who don't raise their hands aren't supporting Linda, they're just too shocked to move. Opposed? Silence, not a single hand. Tom looks at Linda. The vote is unanimous. You're removed from office effective immediately. Please surrender all HOA documents, financial records, and access credentials. Linda's face is white, completely drained of color. She looks around the room one last time, seeking something, anything, understanding, sympathy. A single ally, she finds nothing, just 200 faces staring back. Angry, betrayed, done, she grabs her purse. Walks toward the door, her heels click on the floor, each step echoing in the silent room. At the door she stops, turns. Looks directly at me. This isn't over, she whispers, but it is, we both know it. The door closes behind her, she's gone. The room erupts in chaos. Questions, anger, relief, disbelief. But I'm not finished yet, not even close. There's one more thing, I announce. The room quiets. Something Linda didn't want any of you to know. I click to a new presentation. County documents, official seals, contract agreements. My wind turbine. The one Linda's been fighting for months to remove. It's not just a personal project. The room leans forward, curious, confused. It's a prototype for a county-approved renewable energy initiative, a 20-turbine wind farm. Right here adjacent to Meadowbrook Hills. Murmurs, surprised faces. I show the county approval documents, environmental impact studies, energy production projections. These 20 turbines will generate enough electricity for 15,000 homes. Clean energy, sustainable power for the entire region. I pause, let it sink in, including every single house in this neighborhood. The murmurs grow louder. People are connecting dots, realizing implications. But here's the part Linda didn't want you to know. The county is paying for land easement rights. $50,000 annually, paid directly to the Meadowbrook Hills HOA. For community use. The room explodes. $50,000 every year. For how long? The contract term is 25 years. That's $1.25 million total. Money that could reduce our HOA dues. Fund improvements. Build that new playground we've been talking about. Repave the roads, whatever this community needs. David Kramer is staring at me. Linda knew about this. I pull up an email dated 3 months ago. From me to the HOA board. Subject line, Wind Farm Proposal Community Benefit Program. I submitted the full proposal, financial projections, environmental benefits, community impact. Everything. I click through the email chain, my proposal detailed, professional, complete, then Linda's response. One line, proposal rejected, does not align with community aesthetic standards. That's it, no discussion, no board vote. No community input, just Linda deciding for everyone. She rejected it, I say quietly, never brought it to a vote, never told any of you it existed, never gave you the chance to decide for yourselves. Someone in the crowd stands. Older guy lives on Maple Street. Why would she reject free money for the community? I've been asking myself the same question for weeks, but now I know the answer. Because she couldn't control it. The payments go directly into the HOA account, transparent, audited by the county, public record, every transaction traceable. The realization hits the room like a wave. Linda rejected it because she couldn't steal from it. Everything Linda's done for 8 years has been about control. About money, about power, the fake companies, the extortion, the threats. All of it designed to extract money while keeping everyone too scared to question her. Margaret stands. Her voice shakes with emotion. She made me pay $3,000 for a fence permit, said it was required. Was it? I shake my head. Standard fence permits are $75 and yours met all the requirements. Should have been automatic approval. Robert stands next. My shed setback, $5,000, was that necessary? 6-inch variance should have been a simple administrative waiver, free. More people stand, more stories, more extortion. More lies. The room fills with 8 years of abuse spilling out. Finally being spoken, finally being heard. Paul Davidson stands, he's trembling. She threatened to report me to the state licensing board. Said my business would be shut down if I didn't pay $4,500 for driveway approval and vote her way on board decisions. That's blackmail, Tom says, criminal blackmail. And we need to document every instance, every payment, every threat, because this isn't just HOA misconduct anymore. This is organized criminal activity. The weight of that settles over the room. Criminal. Not just a bad HOA president, a criminal. So what do we do? Someone asks. Tom steps forward. We file formal complaints with the district attorney. We provide all documentation. We cooperate with investigation. And we make sure every penny stolen gets returned to this community. I add, and we approve the wind farm proposal. Let the community vote like it should have been from the beginning. I move to approve, Margaret says immediately. Second, Robert adds, the vote is instantaneous, unanimous, over 200 residents approving in seconds what Linda buried for months. The wind farm is approved, I announce. Construction starts in 30 days. First power generation in 90. And every penny of that $50,000 annual payment goes back to this community, transparent, accountable, the way it should be. The room erupts in applause, actual applause, people standing. Cheering, some crying, relief, justice, hope. For the first time in 8 years, this community isn't afraid, isn't controlled, isn't held hostage by one person's greed. Tom leans close. Good work, but it's not over. Linda will lawyer up. Fight back, this is going to get uglier before it gets better. I look at the crowd, united, angry, determined. Let her try, she's alone now, and we're not. The next morning, I file formal complaints with the California State Attorney General's office. Wire fraud, mail fraud, embezzlement, extortion. The charges stack up like building blocks, each one supported by documentation, evidence, witness statements. Tom handles the legal filings, criminal referrals, civil complaints. He's thorough, methodical, every document perfect, every claim backed by proof. Within 48 hours, state investigators arrive, black subs, official badges. They're not local sheriffs, they're serious, professional, here for one thing, evidence. They seize HOA records, bank statements, meeting minutes, everything. The HOA office becomes a crime scene. Yellow tape, evidence boxes, photography, board members are interviewed. David Kramer cooperates immediately. So does Sarah Mills. They claim ignorance, say Linda controlled everything, never let them see real financial details. Maybe that's true, maybe not. The investigators will figure it out. Linda tries to run, literally. Mrs. Patterson calls me at 3:17 a.m. Wednesday morning. Jake, I can't sleep. I was looking out my window. Linda's loading suitcases into her car. I call Tom immediately. He calls the state investigators. They're there in minutes, but there's a problem for Linda. The state has already frozen her bank accounts, flagged her passport, put holds on her credit cards. She's trapped, financially and legally trapped. By noon Wednesday, news vans line our street. Cameras, reporters, microphones. HOA president accused of massive fraud. The headline scrolls across every local channel. Linda's face on every screen. Professional headshot from the HOA website. Blonde bob, pink blazer, now it looks sinister, criminal. The story goes regional by evening, then national by Thursday morning. Good Morning America picks it up, CNN, Fox News. Everyone, suburban HOA corruption exposed by veteran engineer. My phone explodes with interview requests. I decline most, but I do one, local station, Channel 7, because this community deserves to tell its story. The reporter is young, eager. She sets up in front of my turbine, perfect backdrop. Mr. Mitchell, you exposed a massive fraud scheme. How does it feel? It's not about me. It's about 156 families who were stolen from, intimidated, silenced. They deserve justice. Linda Ashford ran this HOA for 8 years. How did this go unnoticed for so long? I choose my words carefully. Fear, she ruled through fear, destroyed anyone who questioned her. Eventually, people stopped questioning. That's how tyrants work. They don't need everyone's support, just everyone's silence. What's next for Meadowbrook Hills? Healing. Accountability, and moving forward with the wind farm project that will benefit this entire community for decades. The interview airs that night, my turbine spinning behind me, symbol of what started this, what changed everything. The community transforms overnight. People who barely spoke to me now stop me with handshakes, hugs, tears. Thank you for not backing down. You saved us. My kids can finally play outside without me worrying about HOA violations. We elect a new HOA board. Emergency election, transparent process, actual democracy. Margaret Brennan becomes president, Robert Martinez vice president, Paul Davidson treasurer, people who have been hurt, who understand what corruption costs. The wind farm construction begins. 20 turbines rise across the landscape, each one a monument, a middle finger to tyranny, a symbol of what's possible when people stand up. The county ceremony is massive, mayor attends. County supervisors, state representatives, news coverage from every major outlet. I'm interviewed again, standing in front of turbine number 1. My original prototype, still spinning, still generating, still standing. This started as one man's fight, the reporter says. Now it powers an entire county. What does that feel like? I look at the community gathered behind me. Meadowbrook Hills residents, families, kids. People who were trapped and are now free. It was never about the turbine, it was about standing up, refusing to be bullied, refusing to accept corruption as normal. One person can make a difference, but a community united. That's unstoppable. The interview goes viral. Millions of views shared across platforms, people from across the country commenting, sharing their own HOA horror stories, finding hope in ours, but the best part, the quietest part. The part that matters most, it's 2 weeks after the ceremony. I'm working in my garage, door open, beautiful Saturday morning, a kid rides his bike past. Maybe 10 years old, he stops, stares at my turbine. That's so cool, he says. My dad says you're a hero. I shake my head. I'm just an engineer who refused to back down. That's what heroes do, the kid says simply, then rides away. I stand there, wrench in hand, watching him go. And for the first time in months, I smile, really smile, 6 months later. Riverside County Superior Court, Department 14, I'm sitting in the gallery, Tom's beside me. So are Margaret, Robert, Paul, and dozens of other Meadowbrook residents. We've all taken time off work, rearranged schedules because we need to see this, need to witness it. Linda Ashford stands before the judge, orange jumpsuit. Handcuffs, hair pulled back in a simple ponytail. No blonde bob, no pink blazer, no power suit armor, just a woman facing consequences. The prosecutor stands, young, sharp. He's been building this case for 6 months. Federal charges, state charges, everything. Your Honor, the defendant Linda Ashford systematically defrauded the Meadowbrook Hills Homeowners Association and its residents over a period of 6 years. Total documented theft. $247,000. More than I originally calculated. The forensic audit found additional fake companies, more ghost vendors, deeper fraud. Beyond the theft, Mrs. Ashford engaged in extortion, blackmail, and witness intimidation. She used her position of trust to threaten, coerce, and financially harm dozens of families. The prosecutor lists the charges: wire fraud, mail fraud, grand theft, extortion, money laundering, the list goes on, each charge carrying years in federal prison. Linda's lawyer argues for leniency, claims she's a first-time offender, pillar of the community. Made mistakes but not a criminal, the judge isn't buying it. Judge Martinez, no relation to Robert, she's been on the bench for 20 years, seen everything, but even she looks disgusted. Miss Ashford, you violated the trust of your entire community. People who elected you, paid you, believed in you, you didn't just steal money, you stole security, peace of mind, sense of community. Linda stands silent, head down. No fight left, the tyrant is broken. You foreclosed on families for minor violations while stealing hundreds of thousands. You destroyed livelihoods to cover your crimes. You used law enforcement as a weapon to harass those who questioned you. Judge Martinez flips through documents, victim impact statements, dozens of them, stories of pain, fear, loss. I've read every statement. The Hendersons lost their home. The Martins were buried in legal debt. Mr. Martinez nearly lost his business, all because you valued power and money over people. She looks up, makes eye contact with Linda. There is no leniency for betrayal of this magnitude. The sentence comes down like a hammer: 3 years federal prison, 5 years supervised probation, full restitution of $247,000 plus interest and legal fees. Total payment $314,000. Linda sways, actually sways on her feet, her lawyer steadies her. Additionally, you are permanently banned from serving in any HOA leadership position, prohibited from property management, and required to complete 500 hours of community service upon release. The gavel comes down, final, absolute justice. Linda is led away, handcuffs, orange jumpsuit through a side door. Gone, I watch her disappear, feel nothing. No satisfaction, no triumph, just relief, it's finally over. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarm, cameras, microphones, questions shouted from every direction. Margaret speaks for the community. Justice was served today, not just for us but for every person who's been victimized by abuse of power. We stood together, we didn't back down, and we won. Back in Meadowbrook Hills that evening, the community gathers. Informal celebration, barbecue in the park, music, kids playing, laughter, real laughter for the first time in years. The HOA uses recovered funds immediately, new playground installed, roads repaired, landscaping upgraded. Every dollar visible, accountable, transparent. The wind farm's first annual payment arrives, $50,000 deposited directly into the HOA account, public record, everyone can see it, track it, know exactly where it goes. The board votes, unanimous decision. The money creates a community scholarship fund, $10,000 annually for local students. Linda's theft becomes something good, something lasting, something that helps instead of harms. That's real revenge, not destruction, transformation, turning evil into good. I stand in my driveway that night, coffee in hand, watching my turbine spin, the original one, the prototype that started everything. 20 more turbines spin beyond it, forest of clean energy, lighting homes, powering lives, changing futures. A car pulls up. Margaret, she gets out, smiling. Thought you might like this. She hands me a framed photo. The community gathered at the wind farm opening, over 200 people, all smiling, all free. Put it somewhere you'll see it, she says. Remember what we accomplished together. After she leaves, I look at the photo, really look at it. These aren't just neighbors anymore. They're allies, warriors, people who stood up when it mattered, and I'm not a hero, just someone who refused to be bullied, who fought back, who reminded people that standing up is always possible. 1 year later, I'm standing in the same spot where this all started. Driveway, coffee in hand, dawn breaking over the turbines, my prototype still spinning, still strong, still standing, but everything else has changed. Meadowbrook Hills isn't the same place. It's better, lighter. The fear that hung over this community for 8 years is gone, replaced with something I didn't expect. Pride in standing up, pride in fighting back. Pride in choosing justice over silence. The wind farm produces more power than projected, 20% above estimates, clean energy flowing to 18,000 homes now, counties talking about expanding, 10 more turbines. More jobs, more power, more future. The HOA Scholarship Fund gave out its first awards last month. 5 local students, full-ride scholarships to state universities. One of them is Robert Martinez's daughter. She wants to study environmental engineering. Because of what you did, Robert told me at the ceremony, she sees what's possible. That hit harder than any thank you. Kids growing up seeing that corruption doesn't always win. That ordinary people can fight back, can win, can change things. Linda served 8 months before getting transferred to minimum security. She'll be out in 2 more years, but she's not coming back here. Restitution payments garnish her wages for the next decade. She sold her house, her Mercedes, everything, just to start paying back what she stole. I don't think about her much anymore. She doesn't deserve the space in my head. But sometimes I wonder if she understands. If she realizes that her biggest mistake wasn't stealing, it was underestimating people. Thinking fear would always work, thinking nobody would ever stand up. She picked the wrong guy to bully. But more than that, she pushed when people were ready to push back. I just gave them permission. Showed them it was possible. My business expanded. Renewable energy consulting across 3 counties now. Turbine installations, solar arrays. Battery systems, the publicity from exposing Linda brought clients. Legitimacy, respect, but the best part isn't the business, it's the calls I get. Other HOAs, other communities, other people dealing with corruption and abuse. How did you do it? They ask. How did you win? And I tell them the same thing every time. Document everything. Build alliances. Use the system. Stay legal. Stay focused. Don't let anger make you stupid. Channel it into strategy. Into evidence. Into unstoppable momentum. One person can start a movement, but movements need communities, need courage, need people willing to risk something to gain everything. My turbine catches the morning light. Blades spinning gold against blue sky. I built this as engineering. As innovation, as progress, it became a symbol of resistance, of persistence, of refusing to back down. There's a small plaque at the base now. Community installed it 6 months ago. Surprise ceremony, kids, families, everyone. It reads, stand up, speak up, never back down. Meadowbrook Hills 2025. Simple, direct, true. I finish my coffee, head inside, work calls. Life calls, future calls, but I pause at the door, look back at the turbine one more time, 20 more spinning beyond it, generating power, generating hope, generating proof that good people can still win. This is what justice looks like. Not violent, not bitter, just persistent, powerful, absolutely unstoppable. I stood in my driveway, refused to surrender, fought back with truth instead of rage, with evidence instead of emotion, with community instead of isolation. And I won. We won, not just against Linda, against the idea that corruption is inevitable, that tyranny is permanent, that ordinary people don't matter. We matter, you matter. Anyone facing abuse or corruption or injustice, you matter. Stand up, fight back, use the law, use the truth, find your allies, build your case, don't stop, don't surrender, don't let them win. Because the moment you stand up, you've already started winning. The moment you refuse to be silent, you've already changed everything. My name is Jake Mitchell. I'm a veteran, an engineer, a neighbor. And I'm proof that one person refusing to back down can change an entire community. Can expose corruption, can deliver justice. Can win. Your turn. Stand up, speak up, fight back. The power is yours. It always was. You just have to use it. If this story moved you, inspired you, or gave you hope that justice is still possible, hit that like button. Drop a comment below telling me where you're watching from, and if you've ever faced something similar. Your story matters. Your voice matters. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Someone who's being bullied. Someone who's afraid to stand up. Show them it's possible. Show them they're not alone. Together we're stronger than any tyrant. Together we're unstoppable. Now go stand up for what's right.